Hello, my sweet friends. I'm so glad that you're here. It is Wednesday, and it's late for me to be doing a video, but that's all right. Wasn't able to do it earlier. I kind of had to go to the doctor, an unplanned doctor's appointment, and it kind of took up my whole day. So anyway, I'm running behind, but that's okay. I've got plenty of time to catch up. All right, so today I'm going to be doing Dephemerember. And I've got my little journal here that is still blank. I'm probably not going to really do anything in this until after the first of the year. Of course, I'm making this ephemera. Last time, well, let's read God's word first. Let's put the first things first. Let's put this out of the way. Our God is a God of salvation, Psalm 68:20. And the Lord's promises are pure, like silver refined in a furnace, Psalms 12:6. Yes, indeed. All right. So let me take a deep breath. Been a day, but I'm fine. Everybody's fine. Yeah. I have my shout outs: Debbie Kelly, Crafty Lenny P, Linda, and Linda pointed out that I was wearing an Italian charm bracelet, and she also wears one, and so does Candy from Candy's Crafty Creations. And I noticed Candy wearing one, and I thought, what in the world happened to my Italian charm bracelet? I hadn't seen it. Matter of fact, I thought I had two. I've gone through this story. Anyway, I found it, and I've been wearing one of them ever since. The other one I took apart because I wanted to kind of take out some of the charms and replace them. But I've tried to do it a couple of times, and it used to seem so easy to me, but for some reason, it's not that easy as I thought it was, but I'll get it done. So Linda, and then I remembered seeing another crafter that wore an Italian charm bracelet, but I couldn't think of who it was. But Linda pointed out, she said, I see you wear an Italian charm bracelet, and she said she wears one also, and her late husband gave it to her back in the 90s, and she's really never taken it off. And I thought, oh, that is so sweet, so sweet. What a sweet, what a sweet memory, and yeah, I was really touched by that. So Linda from Crafty Lenny P and myself and Candy all wear these Italian charm bracelets. Candy's got her, what is it? The Sisterhood of the Traveling Journal. Well, we should be the Sisterhood of Italian charm bracelets. Okay, so Susan Gazaway, Mary Jo Crafting and Dolls, Melissa M, and I think that's a 0SS, and Melissa's a new viewer to me. That I've never seen a comment from her before. So Melissa, thank you for watching, and thank you for your comment. I hope that if you haven't subscribed that you will, and join our community. It's a wonderful community. Kiki from Near Designs, Celia Wolford, Candy's from Candy's Crafty Creations, Gwen the Trash Witch, Simply Cassie, and Terry from Tellen's Place Design. So thank you, as always, ladies, for your beautiful, wonderful comments. You know how much I love them. All right, so like in my last video, I did Dephemerember. I'm doing pretty good, I think. And my first two prompts were page tab, which I don't really do page tabs for myself. I just never think to do them, but I do page edges once in a while. So I did this page edge because This is going to be a botanical journal when it grows up. And I just punched out these flowers and butterflies and put them down here on the edge. And this was my moth-eaten lace. It was really medical gauze that I had sprayed at one point with coffee. And that I kind of just ripped. Well, I didn't rip. I just kind of pulled at it, and it made these little holes and rises and falls. I thought it was so cute. So I put this ribbon down one side, and I put this rickrack on the other. And then on the other side, I just put the rickrack down. So this will go on a page edge. If I can get it open. None of my fingers are working correctly. Nothing's working. And then the other piece I made was a floating pocket. A floating pocket in bold numbers. So here are my bold numbers. So I'm not going to claim that this is 100% done, but for now it's done. And that's part of this whole thing. If you don't finish something right away, that's okay. You can come back to it, you know, which is probably what I'm going to do today. So today's prompt, well, the prompts for the 4th and the 5th, and I'm ahead of time, but that's okay too. The first one is postcard and hand or machine sewing, and the second one is journaling card with tiny letters. So, again, I'm trying to stay in the botanical theme because, like I said, this journal wants to be a little botanical journal when it grows up. So, the first prompt is a postcard. I have a postcard here, and I don't know what it's got on. Oh, it's got on the back. I didn't know that. But it was shiny, and I didn't like that, so I did get some clear gesso, and I did use it, and yes, it took away the shininess. I was very impressed. So it's just an old map. This actually is a postcard that you could send someplace. And then hand sewing, and don't ask me what I was doing when I did this, what my thought process was, because I really cannot tell you. But I took some fabric and I glued it onto a circle, and then I hand stitched around it, and every so many stitches I would add one of these buttons. There's a butterfly here. All the rest of them have flowers of some sort or another. And then this fabric has little flowers, and this one has little flowers. And then I just made little crosses down the middle. And my thought was just to put it on here, although the circle's a little bit too big. But I guess that's all right if it hangs off, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. It's not going to be a postcard, that's for sure. It will probably be either a journaling card or a pocket. So anyway, yeah, I sewed these little buttons in as I was sewing my stitches. And like I said, I don't know what I was thinking, really. I thought, this is kind of nutty what I'm doing. But I went ahead and did it anyway, because it was kind of fun. And then I've got this new punch that I absolutely adore. I got it on Amazon, and I've been making these little flowers, punching them out like crazy. I've been pulling scraps out of my scrap bin and just pressing them, and it makes this piece. It might be nice if I held it so you could see it. It makes this piece, it makes this leaf, makes the center of the flower, and then this piece, the top piece of the flower. I think it's so cute. Yeah, I really, really like this. And the flowers are this big. And this is the little leaf. Let me show you. Here's one that I glued already and put together. But I think they're so stinking cute. I love this punch. I think it was $15. I would have to look to see, but I feel like it was well worth it. I'm going to get a lot of use out of this because I love these little flowers. So, all right, I thought, all right, so you're going to put this on here. I mean, it looks kind of stupid, really. I don't know. You know, it looks a little bit bizarre, but, you know, that's okay. I mean, I don't mind. So my thought was to put some more little flowers down here. And maybe turn this so my butterfly is down here, flying up towards all these flowers. So I think I'm going to just put some of these flowers down on here, maybe 3. Oh, I have 7 buttons on here, odd numbers. I do like the odd numbers. So maybe I don't have room for 3. I was going to put a bird on here or a big flower, and then I thought, I've got these little flowers that I made. So I'm going to put those. Let me get a different colored one. Like I said, here's the purple and it's already put together. I just went to town punching these out with scraps. I went through a whole bunch of scraps today. So this is going to be my postcard. I feel like there should be something here in the middle, and I don't know whether to put, I guess I could put another flower there, but I feel like maybe it needs to be a different color of some sort. Yeah, I had to make this trip to the doctor today. I was not planning on it, but I needed a prescription filled, and I had a 3-month follow-up with my doctor, but the office canceled it, and it was just for a couple of weeks ago, and I had not been able to reschedule it yet. So I called to see if I could get a video visit. Oh no, you couldn't have a video visit. It has to be an in-person visit. So I said, well, you know, my prescriptions, I'm out of them, and the doctor's next appointment that's available isn't until like the end of the month or something. And I said, you know, that's just not going to work because I am out of my medicine. So they got me an appointment if I could come in today. Now that's not easy for me to do because of the baby and my daughter's job. And little did I remember that forgot that she has her appointment today with the retinal doctor. She gets injections in both of her eyes for a different problem than mine. And I thought, oh my goodness. So I called, you know, because we have that transportation, and I'm trying to find something that kind of contrasts a little bit. So maybe I'll give it a red center. And I was able to get a ride, so I took the appointment, went in. Of course, it was in the middle of the day. I didn't have time to do really anything this morning because, you know how that goes. You know, I had to get ready, and like I said, it was inconvenient, bottom line. That's all that it was. It was just inconvenient. But I knew I had to go, so I went. And good thing I didn't ask my son-in-law to take me because my daughter had an appointment herself, and that would not have worked. So off I went to my appointment, of course, all went well. You know, I got my refills of my medication. Then I went to pharmacy. I decided to get the flu shot today, but I had to wait in the pharmacy forever for them to fill the prescriptions. And I had to get my flu shot in the pharmacy, so I took care of that. I waited, and eventually all was said and done, and I got my prescriptions, and I had the driver come and pick me up, so all was well and good. But by the time I got home, it was late, it was time to eat, my animals needed to be fed, so I got started very late today with my crafting. So you guys that are receiving, I just want to give you a heads up if you're watching. Cassie, Terry, and Audrey, I am sorry. I would hope to get your Happy Mails in the mail by the end of the week. I don't think I'm going to make it. I might make it, but I don't want you counting on it, because, you know, then it takes another, depending on where you live and how fast the postman is, another 3 to 5 days for you to get it. So I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I hopefully will have them in the mail no later than Monday. Please be patient with me, and I want to apologize. I'm so sorry. I planned to get them in the mail, like I said, before the end of the week. But that just, I'm afraid is not good. I might get it done. You never know. Sometimes I get right on, and I've been working on it today. The thing is, I'm really trying my best to, they're not, the items might be the same, but colors are different. I'm trying to send things that I think each individual will like. So I'm not mass making them. I'm doing them one at a time, and that's the way I wanted to do them, because you guys are all very important to me. And so anyway, please just forgive me if they're a little bit late. I am so sorry. But anyway, all is good. Everything is good. Got my prescriptions. Got home safely. My animals were fed. They were happy. I got fed. I was happy. You know, sometimes that hangry sets in when it's like a little demon comes up on you out of the blue. So I was kind of almost getting that way, not quite. But lo and behold, it all worked out. You know how that always usually does. Okay. So I'm going to put this one down here. So I told you that I hand stitched this. I made these little X's down the two. These halves are not equal, halves are not set, and I did that on purpose. These were going to be something else, just to be honest, but I didn't use them for that, so I said I'll use them for something. And I don't know where I got the idea to sew these buttons on like this. I really don't know. And you guys are all gonna probably think I'm nuts. But that's okay too. Actually, I glued the fabric down on a piece of cardstock. And like I said, they had another purpose. I was going to make something else out of them, but I changed my mind. And there's not a bit of violet in here, but you know, you gotta have an oddball. So this is going to go in here like this. And I think because of this, oh my goodness, I did it again. Oh, Maggie, my video that I made the other day for Dephemerember, I forgot to even say that this hashtag, this collaboration, this challenge is sponsored by Barbra from 49 Dragonflies and Louise from Louise Hensel. And thank you, ladies, so much. I'm sure this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm kind of starting to get into it more, you know, feeling more comfortable about what I'm doing. I mean, it's making ephemera, you know. How can you not enjoy making ephemera? But I didn't say that. I didn't thank you, ladies, and I didn't tell you guys, you know, of course you already know. Go, you know, look up in the search bar hashtag Dephemerember, and you'll see I'm imagining there's a lot of people participating in this. Okay, so this is my journaling card with hand sewing and a whole bunch of flowers because this is going to be a botanical journal. Now the next piece should be easy, right? It's a journaling card with tiny letters. Well, I may be able to finish it and I may be able to do something with it in this video, but this is a piece of my faux rice paper, and this is a piece of assimilated facsimile ticking, and my printer was acting up, so these lines did not print. But that's okay, I don't mind that for this. So I'm going to take a piece of this ticking, and I'm a piece of this rice paper, and I'm going to put it down on here for the front of my journaling card. So I need to cut this down. Oh my goodness, sorry, I have the camera. I'm knocking things over like crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh, I want to kind of... Boy, it was cold today. I'm not joking either. It was in the 50s. And that is cold for us. I know it's not cold for some of you ladies. And I appreciate that. But by golly, it was cold. It's cold for us here in Houston. But yeah, I would rather have this weather than I would to me, the heat has gotten to be just unbearable. I used to not mind any kind of weather, really, to be honest with you. But anymore, I'm a little bit more discriminating. I'm just going to use my scissors. I want this to be kind of straight, but... this is all, I cut so, my straight cutting is so bad. So bad. So I'll glue this down and then I'll trim it up. Actually, I may... So thank you so much, Barb and Louise, for doing this. I did listen to your live. You guys are so sweet and funny. And I appreciate you explaining everything so well. I truly do. I think I was making it more complicated than it needed to be. And I think that there's others that may have done the same thing. And I think there's some that are even afraid to join in because they may be viewing it as more complicated than it really is. I did kind of watch my first Christmas movie of the season, and that was, oh gosh, I can't even think of the name of it. You know, the National Lampoon one where they have the giant Christmas tree and everything goes wrong that could possibly go wrong. All the relatives come, one with the cat wrapped up in a box, and the other one with a jello mold that's melting all over, and then the cousins show up in their RV and blow up everything with their sewage put in the... Oh my goodness, it's a funny movie. I watch it every year and I don't get tired of it. That's one movie I don't get tired of. Okay. So, this is going to be a journaling card. I need to trim this off a bit. It's not very straight. Although knowing me, I will not do any journaling in this journal. I'm not a journaler. I've come to the conclusion that my making junk journals and collaging is my form of journaling. And I love to make them. I really do. But I'm just not a journaler. I've said this before in my video. I've tried many times over the years to keep a journal or a diary of some sort. I'm just very unsuccessful at it. So rather than to beat myself up, and I just don't do it. But I do feel by creating things, at least creating the way I see it, that that's my way of journaling. Does that make sense? So this is supposed to have tiny words on it. So I don't know what to put on here for tiny words. I could stamp something, I guess. I've got these little letter stamps, but they're not really all that tiny. Well, let me just pick one up and show you. If you can see it, they're not really all that tiny. So I wouldn't consider that tiny writing. I tried to write out something tiny, but that was not successful. So I think I'm going to have to take this one and set it in my book, and just come back to this and figure out what I want to put on for tiny writing. I could shrink something way down on my printer. I could try that. I don't know, I have to think about it, but I didn't want to not do a video because I was hung up on that. So, I mean, that's a stupid thing to be hung up on. It seems like that would be pretty easy to resolve. But apparently for me it's not, at least not today. Probably because I'm tired. But I've got this here. Oh, what's it supposed to be? I don't know. Well, it's a postcard with a hand-sewn piece on it. That's what it is. All right, everyone, I love you all. I'm going to get off here for now. I'm going to have to think about my tiny writing. And when I do, I'll show it in the next video or whatever video I do it in. Our next prompts, and these are not for till next week, are snippets and Grandma's buttons for the 8th, and the 9th is an altered envelope and coffee mug stains. So that'll be fun. All right, everyone, I love you. Thank you. Here's my 2 pieces for prompts for days 4 and 5, and I know I'm ahead of schedule, but you know, it's just going to help me to have this done. So I love you all. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. This is a wonderful bunch of people, ladies that we have. Very encouraging, very supporting. And it's not just my channel, it's a whole bunch of channels where everybody is like that. And we try to support each other and help each other as much as we can. So please consider hitting that subscribe button. And, you know, like I said, thank you for watching. And, you know, now I'm starting to ramble. All right, let's just bring this to a close here, Maggie. Get with the program. All right. So, be kind. I know it's late in the day, but if you have the opportunity to be kind to someone, be kind, or be kind. Well, you'll see this tomorrow if you watch it tomorrow. So be kind to somebody on Wednesday. And be thankful for something. And I said I would be thankful for something whenever I asked you to be thankful. So I'm thankful. Oh, I'm thankful for so many things. But I'm thankful that my eye has improved with the medication. There's fluid in my eye that shouldn't be there, and it has reabsorbed. So I'm very, very thankful for that. And do something that brings you joy. This brings me joy. Making videos and talking to you brings me joy. It would be nice to be having a great big table and everybody sitting around it doing whatever they're doing, working on, and us just talking amongst ourselves and laughing. That would be nice, but that's not the way it is. So, you know, be joyful in the things that you do, but do things that make you joyful, that bring you joy. And I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one, and I love you very, very much. Bye. Bye, everyone.